Hi. This is a quick breakdown of my arrangement of Somewhere That's Green from Little Shop of Horrors. The song's recorded in the key of G. I play it in the key of D because it lays out better on the guitar that way. The song's in AABA form. So there's an A section that gets repeated. There's a B section with a few outside chords in it, and then there's a quieter repeat of the A section at the end of the song that I play some of with harmonics. If you haven't heard my arrangement, it's the last video I posted. Go ahead and check that out first. So the song starts with this figure here. So all of this is it's a D over F sharp on the D, G, and B strings. So index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string. So we'll play that ascending. And then I'm going to put my pinky on the 5th fret of the D string, and then play just 2 notes. So starting from the A note on the G string. So the lowest note is moving. F sharp, G, A, F sharp, G, A. So that figure will happen at the beginning of the song and at the end of each A section. Now, the A section itself. The melody starts off, which you can probably already see falls nicely under a cowboy D chord. So that's 2nd fret of the G string, 2nd fret of the E string open, 3rd fret of the B string, open G string. And the chords happening under this are D and G. So we're going to start off on D, and then right at the end of that phrase, when we land on G, we put a G in the bass. The next phrase is, it's timed a little differently each time that the A section happens, but that's the melody. And this is going to happen over an A chord into a D chord. So the way we'll do this, 4th fret of the D string, that's an F sharp note, and then the open G string, and then we could play the ensuing part of the melody, which is E, D, C sharp, with an open E string. I prefer to play it all on the B string, 5, 3, 2. And then back to the F sharp note. And this is where we'll switch to a D chord. So this is one of the few non-cowboy shaped chords that's going to happen throughout this arrangement. But first, when we hit the G note there, open A string, we really don't have to have anything fretted at this point. And then a descending line, and then a sort of C-shaped D chord. So 5th fret of the A string and 4th fret of the D string. And then the next chord is going to be a B minor 7. So if you can, we can throw in this little descending line to just create a little movement in the bass to lead the ear to the to the B minor 7, but that's optional. You could just hang here. The next line is so this will lay out starting off under a B minor 7. So it's just standard B minor 7 bar chord shape. So we're playing the F sharp note on the 4th fret of the D string and the D note on the B string on the 3rd fret, and throwing in this B bass note. And then when you pick the D string, you can pick the G string, or sorry, the B string. You can pick the G string as well. So then the melody is going to continue, but the bass is going to move from B to A. So you can see this as a D over A, but it's basically the same shape. And the melody notes are still laying out under that same shape. And then that melody, so 2nd fret on the B string, open, 2nd, 3rd, open, and then open E string. This is going to be a movement from E7 to A7. Something like that. So I'm playing an E7. This is basically a standard open E shape. The only peculiarity of that is that I'm not playing the lowest note in the chord right away. I'm waiting to put that in until beat 2. So then this phrase is going to end on A7. On the top note of that is the melody note, which is nice. I threw in this suspended 4th at the beginning, so rather than going to A7 right away, I'm going to A7 sus4, and then resolving it to A7. And this is again standard 2-fingered open A7 shape. Most of this stuff is going to lay out over these chords. The next line so most of that's going to happen over a D7, this kind of D7 shape. So it's just a simple descending line, and nothing else is moving from that normal D7 shape. But then on the line, we're going to have a couple of inversions. So this note is going to happen over a D7 over F sharp. So I'm taking the same general shape and then grabbing the F sharp on the low E string with my middle finger. You can also grab this with your thumb. Classical guitar instructors will be mad at you. I won't. Anyway, then the bass is going to move to a G. So we're going to play a G sus4 shape, and then resolve that to G. And then the melody will go back to C sharp, and then D. And that D is actually a part of an E7 over G sharp. So, which is just the same shape as the D7 over F sharp that we played before. Just a whole step higher. So that might seem tricky. But just mess with that, it's not too bad. And this creates a really nice bass movement. And then this is going to finish off with so that's the last line of the A section. So that's so you can play this over a D bass note or an A. So that's exactly the same line as the first phrase started with. Just lays out over a D chord nicely, and then we've seen this before. So 5 3 2 3 on the B string. And then that'll lead us right back into this phrase. So then we'll play that section again. Play the interlude again. And then we're to the B section, which is going to contain a few more outside chords. It starts on a B flat. So the melody is 3 on the B string, and then 1 0 on the E string, and then back to 3 on the B. So I'm playing this as it's a B flat spread triad basically. So if you imagine that you took the entire A shaped bar chord and then just played the A, D, and B strings. That's what I'm doing. So I'm just picking those and then putting my index finger down, just using this part of it on the first fret of the E string. So trying to get this to work while everything else is ringing can be a little tricky. And then the next line is, oops. So that's going to happen over D, A, and then back to, it's this C-shaped D chord again on the 5th fret. So 3rd fret on the B string, 2nd fret on the G, and then open G over an A, and the same shape again. Same descending figure as we saw in the A part. And then the next line is this is going to happen over a B minor 7, so that's, I'm just playing 3 strings here again. I'm playing the A string, the G string, and the B string. And I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and my ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then the B string is open. And then the next chord is a B flat diminished. So this is like our A7 chord, the standard two-fingered shape that we all learn in open position, but with a B flat in the bass. And I'm only playing the notes I'm fretting here. So and then the last note of that phrase is a D. So I'm playing the same B minor 7 shape that I started off on, but now I've got a finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. That could be my ring finger or my pinky. Do whatever works for you. And then the last line is so that's going to be over an E7. And we've seen that phrase before in the A section. It's exactly the same. And then for this line, there's a little counterpoint action going on. So we're going to go, it's just a 2-note version of an A chord. So we've got an A on the 2nd fret of the G string and a C sharp on the 2nd fret of the B string. And now we're going to move the highest note a half step up and the lowest note a half step down. So now we're at 1 and 3. And then we're going to take the lowest note, move it down another half step, and move the highest note up a whole step. So on the G string, we're going 2, 1, 0, and on the B string, we're going 2, 3, 5. So that line altogether is this is all happening over an A note, by the way. Which brings us to the last A section, which I play exactly the same as the other ones, just a little bit less busy until the last 2 phrases. So So here I switch to playing this in harmonics an octave higher. And part of the joy of playing this in the key of D is that most of these notes are easy to reach as harmonics. So instead of playing it that way, I can play. So that's an F sharp note on the 7th fret of the B string. So that's, I just play that as a harmonic, and then I play the 12th fret of the E string, 7th fret of the G string, and then the 7th fret of the D string. So, and then we'll repeat that that phrase, but end it on the 12th fret harmonic on the G string. So and then the last phrase is, unfortunately there's no C sharp harmonic, so I have to play so it's the 12th fret harmonic of the high E string, 7th fret harmonic of the G string, and then I'm just up on the 14th fret on the B string to grab that high C sharp. And it helps if you can get all this to ring out at once, and that'll blend in with the harmonics just fine. And then we're back to this line. And then I ended it with a harmonic. You can end it however you like. So there you go. That's my whole arrangement of Somewhere That's Green. See you next time.